Oh, look at our new thing.
Oh, that's a slam.
You'll have seen the artist before.
Two quiet people, Cotton Watts and Chick.
Lady, let that be a lesson to you.
What's the matter with you boys shooting up that man's hen house?
I'll shoot any chicken trying to follow me home.
Well, why don't you get a job and go to work?
You almost had me a job this morning.
Where?
I went down to the post office and asked that man could he let me have one of them jobs as a letter toter.
No, Cotton, you mean a mail carrier.
And the man said before he could give me a situation, he'd have to put me through a simple self-examination.
No, stupid. You mean a civil service examination.
Well, the man carried me in a little room and set me down and started asking me a gang of questions.
Well, what'd he ask you?
First thing the man asked me is, how far is it from the sun to the moon?
He asked you how far it was from the sun to the moon?
Yeah, that's what the man asked me.
Well, what'd you tell him?
I told him if he was going to give me that route, I didn't want the job.
Well, tell me, how would you like to go to work for me?
Yes, ma'am. How much you going to pay me, I hope?
Well, let's see now. I'll pay you all your work.
No, ma'am. I got to have some money.
You know, Cotton, I'm making a picture called The Lion Tamer.
The Lion Tamer?
Uh-huh.
There ain't but one kind of lion I'll mess with.
What kind's that?
Ooh, that's a dandelion.
Now, all I want you to do is meet me at the zoo in the morning at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, with the rest of the monkeys.
With the rest of the monkeys.
Yeah, I'll bring my grandpa with me.
I want to get a moving picture of you in the lion's cage.
Well, if you ever do get a picture of me in a lion's cage, it'll be moving all right.
Oh, Cotton, the lion can't hurt you.
Can't hurt me. I know, but he can make me hurt myself.
Why, the lion's tame. He'll eat right off your hand.
Eat off of your hand and over your leg, too. I know them cats.
Oh, but you don't understand, Cotton. The lion was raised on milk.
Raised on milk? I was, too, but I eat pork chops now.
Why, he can't bite you.
Now, how come he can't bite me?
He hasn't got a tooth in his head.
I know, but he can gum me to death. I don't want him gnawing on me.
Now, all I want to do is snap you as you enter the lion's cage.
You just want to snap me as I enter?
Yes.
Well, you better snap me as I enter, because you will never be able to focus me when I start out, because I'm Alabama bound.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Ward 13 with John Hopwood. Welcome to the what would you say, Matt Connarton, my frequent co-host. What would you say about Ward 13? You're my frequent co-host?
Yes.
That's the one constant, I think.
And let me just add, I cannot wait until the Trump inaugural ball. I love to be entertained.
Neither can I. You know, at one time in the history of America, that was entertainment. And you know, I don't know about you folks, but this political correctness crowd, you know, Ronald Reagan himself had a minstrel show at his 1981 inaugural.
I still remember how shocked I was when you told me that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it was
remarkable.
Ben Vereen in blackface singing.
Wait a minute, Ben Vereen's black.
Ben Vereen. Oh yeah, but you could do blackface even if you're African American.
I didn't realize that. Oh, that seems
Singing the Robert E. Lee.
that
That's great.
seems odd. Like,
When
what's
I-
the point?
When I was born into this great country, in the Eisenhower administration, the waning years, I can remember John F. Kennedy alive, and we used to celebrate 2 birthdays in February, Abraham Lincoln and George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Abraham Lincoln was never did you know it was never an official federal holiday?
Oh, well, it's President's Day.
That became,
But-
the President's Day only became in the 70s.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
I'm going to be opening up this jacket, folks. and
Oh, my.
you know, talk about revelations. We've got a whopper.
Yeah.
If you guys remember that great movie of Mel Brooks, Blazing Saddles, pardon me until I whip this out. But you have to keep watching Ward 13 for that bombshell.
Yes.
Oh, Matt.
Yes.
We're very excited here. P-Dub just reminded me
Yeah.
of it. Very excited about a new sponsor we have of Ward 13.
Excellent.
And,
I'm excited. Who is it?
Well, can we see the... there we go. Ward 13 now is proudly sponsored by the tax-free Church of Girard.
Very nice. I didn't realize he had his own church. Does he have his
And-
own religion, or is it
No,
just
Matt, you know, I know you're a hard-hitting journalist.
he's not L. Ron Hubbard, certainly.
We're not this, folks. This is not to say we're not insinuating any connection between a certain radio show host, who I think he has a television show here too.
Yes, he does.
It's kind
Yes,
of like
he does.
but it's kind of like in that black hole on Thursday.
Right.
We're
That night
not.
nobody watches.
We are not insinuating or saying there's any connection to a
No.
certain reactionary radio show host. It's just that the spirit of this fine Christian who has certain revelations like that an IUD is not an abortifacient, an abortion-inducing device, unlike the Vatican holds.
Right. Yes.
Some people just moved by the spirit, oh, Gerard. I like that, the oh, Gerard.
Yes.
They've decided to create a church.
Is he Irish?
Who, Gerard?
Yeah.
No, he's French-Canadian.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why he no longer speaks French. You know, he's one of those people, you know, nobody hates, like, you know, a member of an ethnic group, like another part of the ethnic group. But they were moved by this spirit of his, this indomitable spirit that can seemingly bend reason, space-time, and all sorts of things.
Yes.
And they've created their own tax. We got to say, it's not quite tax-free yet. They put in their petition, and hopefully City Hall, Mayor Gatsis, will give them a drug program or something to get them off their feet. You know, some city funding.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
And you know, they threw us a little bone, didn't they?
Well, that's
Sponsorship.
that's fantastic.
You know, everybody thinks me and Stinky Gerard. You know, it's one of those feuds like before Fred Allen and Jack Benny. Fred Allen never made it on TV. He was a big radio star of the 1930s and 40s. He's from Portland, Maine, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And but he never made it on TV.
Yeah.
But him and Jack Benny was a huge star on both radio and TV.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had a fake feud. That's just me and Richie, you know.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
actually good pals.
It's like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. They were actually very good friends.
Is that true?
Yes.
And did any of them run for office?
No, Hulk Hogan flirted with the idea in 1996.
Before or after the sex tape?
Oh, way
That
before.
bankrupted Gawker.
Way before. Yes. About 10 years before.
Matt, it's been quite a week. Quite a weekend. Quite a few days.
Yes.
Quite a few days.
Yes.
Hey, I don't have it. I don't have it right now.
Okay.
I mean, hey, in honor of Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get this button, I hope my pants don't fall down. Look at this tie. Now, isn't that something?
That is quite a tie.
Isn't it just like Donald Trump? It's like one of these genital occlusion ties. Do you ever notice, like, about his expansive girth?
Yes.
He's got a tie that hangs down to his testicles?
Yes, yes.
It is, if we can... P-Dub, can you go into... there's our hero.
Yes.
The man of the hour. The man that's going to make me county treasurer of Hillsborough County.
Yes, congratulations in advance, county treasurer, or that's hard to say, county treasurer-elect.
And
John
I
Hopwood.
thought that campaigning was in vain.
Yes.
P-Dub, can you zoom in on this? I have a tie clip, and I will hold it here while I talk to you. Oh, I think Leonessa. Zoom in. Okay. That is a tie clasp, Yankee division. My grandfather was a combat veteran from World War I.
Oh.
He fought in every engagement. He was the head of the Londonderry American Legion back like in 1930 when they created it. I think he was the commandant of the New Hampshire Legion, too, a Republican.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Very nice, very nice.
but unlike Donald Trump, my grandfather, my father, myself, my brother, my sister, my niece, my great-great-great-grandfather, they all served this country during either times of war or times of Cold War. Unlike that great American hero, Donald Trump, 5 deferments, and then when he ran out of deferments, he got the Queen's draft board to give him 4F status because Army boots pinched his feet.
So the thing about his hands being too small to hold a gun, that's not true? Because that's the other thing that I've read.
No, it is real about the feet and stuff.
Okay.
Because you could get out in flat feet. The thing
Right.
is, if you were connected, you could get out of it.
Sure, oh,
Anyways,
of course. Of
hey,
course.
you know, I'll say something about Ted Gatzis, who went up to the Veterans not the Veterans Hospital, because we don't have a hospital, because care of the Republicans. But he went up there and said, I was exposed to the draft. Yeah, he did 5 years at UNH, which coincided that 5th year with the last year of the draft. Yeah. Like I said, Ted Gatzis is an American hero. He sat on the bench as a third stringer on the UNH football team, keeping Durham safe from the Viet Cong. You've got to respect something like that.
Well, of course. Can you imagine how different our country would be today had the Viet Cong descended upon
Durham?
UNH in Durham, New Hampshire?
Oh, Jesus! They might have brought shrimp in those those round buckets covered with muslin that you found at Market Basket.
Exactly.
Speaking of finding things at Market Basket, I was checking out at Market Basket, and guess who was bagging groceries?
Who?
Kelly Ayotte.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Little side job.
Yes, she was. I guess it was a meet and greet, people.
But
I've always gotten along with Kelly, and
I like her personally.
We talked about the VA. You know?
I think everyone likes her personally.
I told her something that was, a little criticism of the VA. She says, "Oh, drop me a note." Not, and I did. Mm-hmm. I respect her. I'm not going to vote for her, but I respect her.
And she dropped Trump
like a hot potato.
Yes. Well, she's a wife and a mom, as she said, and the whole.
I always liked her. She has class. I have a lot I disagree with her about.
Yeah.
Speaking of my good pal Rich Gerard and our fake feud, he always said, he was part of the joke. He said that it would be libel, if it wasn't in guise of our friendly feud.
Yes.
Frenemies.
Yes.
That she has security guards, and they threw me out of the event and warned me never to come near her again. The thing is, U.S. senators don't have security guards.
Wait, this is something that Gerard has said?
Yeah, our good friend Stinky O. Gerard. No, not Stinky O. Gerard. That's the tax-free Church O. Gerard.
Yes.
Soon to be coming to a corner near you.
They're not going to set up shop in a flower shop or something for worship?
We'll see what goes on there and what they're able to get after a few $100,000 from the Gatzis administration.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I was hoping the new sponsor was Bill's Donuts. Have you tried the meat-filled crawler?
No.
Oh.
But I have to say, all kidding aside, I think it was bad taste of Bill to have the Rich Gerard donut and to have it filled with a yellow filling that tastes just like bile and covered with, it's supposedly chocolate that tastes like X-Lax. You take a couple of bites, not only do you spit the stuff out, you take a bite or two, but then you get the runs for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the kosher, Bill. Speaking of kosher,
They have kosher runs?
Yom Kippur is beginning at sundown, and Joel Elber, because we hope to have Mr. Baseball on to give an obituary for the Boston Red Sox.
Okay.
But Joel can't make it today, and he can't call in.
Oh, because of Yom Kippur?
Right.
See, I didn't realize until recently that he was, I knew he was Jewish, but I didn't know he was practicing.
Well, Yom Kippur was, if you can hang around with Mr. Baseball. It does.
It takes a lot of practice.
Hey, we'll talk about Yom Kippur when Mr. Baseball's on, because Sandy Koufax didn't pitch in the '65 World Series.
Oh, because of that?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And
wow.
we are going to call the one of our correspondents, one of our new correspondents, although she has been talked about, and she sometimes is featured in...
oh, she's the one who appears
yeah, the
in
woman in
okay.
front of City Hall.
Yes.
The
yes.
one who... Yes.
Oh,
Well,
my. Wow.
Jesus. That was a Freudian slip. Said it will call. I said, we'll come.
Better not let your good friend, Rich Gerard, meet her. He might be asking her if she has an IUD.
She would turn him into pulp.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
She was born in Russia, or Mother Russia.
yes.
Let's, any comments about the, well, I'm looking up her number. Do you have any comments about the debate?
I'll tell you this. Ever since the debate, I've been feeling a sense of, this whole election, it's like reading a great book that I don't ever want it to end. I dread the final flush on election day of this campaign because I just want it to continue. It's just so entertaining.
I've never seen anything like
No.
the first 2/3 of that. It was demented. I've never seen anything like it.
You know, something about Trump that no one else has commented on. I thought the first 10 minutes or so, he seemed exhausted.
Oh, he looked terrible.
Yeah. But once he got rolling, he perked up. You know, once he started letting the insults
the cocaine hit him.
fly. You think that you agree with Howard Dean's theory?
What do you think he was sniffing? Glue?
Probably. I mean, it could be seasonal allergies. I certainly suffer from that.
I have allergies galore. Do you hear me sniffing?
Someone broke your mic. That's where that sniffing sound's coming
How do you
from.
like this? Should we call you Leonessa, or should we call you by your given name? Hello, Victoria. How are you?
Hi, John. I'm great. How are you doing?
I am effervescent.
Ooh.
I am effervescent. You know, like the bubbles in a freshly opened can of Diet Coke or in a good bottle of champagne.
I think 7-Up was effervescent back in the day, according to the ads.
How are you feeling, Victoria?
I hope you don't expect those fancy words from me.
Well, we only have one rule here. If you want to swear, it's got to be in a foreign language.
Mm.
You know, I don't remember we use merd for, I S-bombed the other day. And we used to have a correspondent from England, Thomas Massengale, but he F-bombed his way off the show.
Yes.
He got really worked up over Hillary Clinton one day.
The network was furious.
Oh, yeah. You know, he sees me. Hillary was bear hugging me on the BBC, and he took umbrage at it. Umbrage.
Yes.
That begins with an
word.
H.
That's a very good word.
We're having a little.
Oh, my.
If you could learn P-Dub to put it on the back, we could all have fun. Victoria, how are you?
Wonderful. You know how I started my day this morning? Funny
How?
you called me. I started watching this morning Aldous Huxley interview.
Oh, the Aldous
Mike
Huxley.
Wallace
Right.
Brave New World.
from
Yeah.
1958.
We had that on our show once. Yeah.
Really? That's how I start my morning today. I mean, how can I be? I'm wonderful.
Well, there we go. There's Hillary.
We have Hillary Clinton as the Wicked Witch of the West in back of us, Victoria.
She looks radiant in that picture.
Well, I support her, and I think she's a hell of a gal. And, you know, if Bill ever leaves her, hey, I'm single.
Well, Bill's probably going to die soon, so there you go.
To you, Buster. Hey,
Well, but maybe she's not interested because did you hear that thing about Yoko Ono?
oh, that's...
You already claimed Hillary, so you're too late a little bit.
Who Yoko Ono claims she slept with Hillary Clinton. Who would believe anything Yoko Ono had to say? If it wasn't for Yoko Ono, John Lennon would still be alive.
You think so?
He should have stuck with whatever her name is, May Ping or whatever her name
May
was.
Pang?
Yeah.
I think it was May Pang.
Let's not get into John Lennon was one of my great folks. We have P-Dub. We have a new engineer, Victoria. He was given us by the Republicans, Operation Bootstrap. Yeah, he can be obstreperous at times, which means a real pain in the ass.
Yes.
Hey, Victoria, you supported Bernie Sanders. You live in California, where your vote doesn't count. Where
Yes, but I live in a very conservative area, too.
you live in Pebble Beach, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, we have a new sponsor here in Ward 13, the Tax-Free Church of Gerard. But, you know, you live out in California, why, you know, cults, all that.
It could spread.
Yeah.
It starts here, but it could spread to California.
I remember San Luis Obispo. I used to visit Karen, my partner that passed away, because, you know, she got hit with the radiation, too.
Yeah.
At the time we were visiting her, they thought there was a serial killer. They turned out to be 2 serial killers
Really?
going after the Cal Poly Dollies. And there might have been 3. You got to love California. You know,
Wow.
They really know how to hit it. What do you... Victoria, I think... can we... You are an immigrant from Russia, are you not? And a U.S. citizen.
To be exact, from Soviet Union and now U.S. citizen.
So you were born in the Soviet Union.
That's correct.
And you were born in Kaliningrad, which is the former Königsberg, Prussia, Germany, that the Soviets kept after World War II. And is it located between Poland and Lithuania?
That's correct.
And about 2 months ago, Tsar Vladimir Putin said that he was going to take the Red Army, or whatever they call it now, the Russian Army, drive it through Vilnius, Lithuania, right into Kaliningrad, didn't he?
He did say that?
Oh, yeah.
Really? I didn't
Well, he
realize.
doesn't have to go through Vilnius because he can go through Belarus.
Oh,
No, actually he can't. You have to go through the Lithuanian border, that's right.
I hope he doesn't do that.
I don't know, but the point is that the weapons are already there. I don't know what you call them in English, but in Russian called Iskanders.
so Putin has already moved the weaponry to threaten the Baltic states, which were
Yeah.
part of the Soviet Union from 1940. When he seized them, when Stalin and the Soviet Union made a pact with Hitler in August of 1939, and that enabled Hitler to invade on September 1st, 1939, Poland from the east, and 2 weeks later, Stalin went in from Hitler went from the west, he came in from the east, and the Russians kept that part of Poland after World War II. But he also took the Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Now he's threatening them again, isn't he? Putin is.
Well, you know, I think his game is really not with the European Union. I think it's all game with the United States. He doesn't consider European leaders as equals.
Oh,
So when he
Right.
does that, it's against NATO, and therefore it's really against the United States.
and it's
rather
against
than
President
Europe.
Obama and the Obama administration.
I think he got really upset, Mr. Putin, that Obama treated Medvedev, his double,
Yeah.
better than him personally, and I think he can never get over it. I don't know. It's really strange.
That's an
But
interesting
it seems like
insight.
those 4 years when we did the, what do you call that, reload of our relationship, America and
Right.
Russia. So it was all possible when Medvedev was officially president.
Right.
And I think that really bothered Putin that they don't look at him as equal.
Well,
But he doesn't understand that because of the values that he has, not because personally.
Right.
Well, I remember
think he takes everything personally.
there was that hot mic incident where Obama was talking with, I can never, however you say his name, about...
Medvedev?
It means we have a panda bear, Victoria, we have a panda bear in back of us as the mascot of Ward 13. Medved is the one who's conscious of honey. A bear is a
Yeah.
Medved.
But what happened to him now? He's out of the picture.
What is Medved
Right.
now, the Prime Minister?
Oh, he's actually a head of Duma, or like a government.
okay.
He's the
So
he's the Speaker
kind
of the House.
still taking the position. I think maybe in case they'll use him again. If
Because
they need it.
I never hear him mentioned anymore. It's been all about Putin for a few years now. And I
No, he
wonder-
was only there to kind of because Putin is a person of a system, so he likes to do things officially and by law.
Right.
So he will change the law in order to act lawfully. Let's put
Right.
it this way. So he needed Medvedev to break down the terms so he can be lawfully president again.
Right.
Right.
And so Medvedev really has like the puppet role right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
And I think they keep him because he proved his loyalty to Mr. Putin, so nothing can happen to him. And if Putin needs him to be president again, so
Right.
be it.
Right.
Okay, let's cut to the chase. We'll go from Putin to Trump. But thinking about Putin, I'm going to ask you two questions. Is Putin afraid of Hillary Clinton being president? And what do you think of Donald Trump?
I think that Putin had a chance already to work with Hillary as the
Yes.
Secretary of State. And I think her being a female and Putin being a patriarch of the society, I think that's the clash of interest
Yeah.
right there. So it'll be harder for him. And he already knows Hillary, and they kind of established history. So I
Right.
think that hoping for Trump, and he proved himself as very, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but pretty inadequate person so far.
Well, we'll call him an expert of deleted hole. We can't actually use
I don't
that
want to
word.
be harsh on him, but
He's
inadequate.
Hey, how do you pronounce Jopa? Do you think?
Jopa?
Yeah. Do you think Trump is a Jopa?
No, I think he's dangerous.
Well, actually, though, what's funny is I think the phrase "inadequate person" is pretty damning in itself. That's a
Oh,
great.
yeah.
I like that.
Victoria, I'm wearing a Donald Trump tie. I'm standing up right now, and it nearly covers my genitals.
Yes.
And you notice that's what Donald Trump. You know, there's a saying like big gun, big penis. Well, maybe big tie, big penis.
Sure.
Which
I saw that on a bumper sticker just the other day. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's like you have gun fetishism, and now we're having tie fetishism.
Yes.
And melanoma Trump. This is a real thing, Victoria. Melanoma
Yeah.
Trump went to
Ooh, I like
went to the debate, and she wore a Gucci shirt that had a pussy bow on it.
Oh.
It's
wow.
actually called a pussy bow. Don't they have in Pebble Beach or Carmel a Gucci store?
Maybe. They
What-
should.
Well, once I get my hands on all that tax revenue, maybe I'll buy you a pussy bow.
I'm surprised Trump doesn't just grab it because he can't control himself.
I thought he was going to grab Hillary.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was kind of stalking her.
What do you
During the
think of
debate.
What do you think of Trump? You're a college-educated person. You went to graduate school. You came to the United States believing in the American dream. Play along with me here now. And I remember you watching The Apprentice back in California, maybe 10 years ago. What do you think of Trump now? And what do you think about the United States, the American democracy that gives us Donald Trump? Being from Russia, it's probably no big deal.
Right.
What's your feelings about Trump?
Well, I think like as an apprentice host, I think I liked him because he's a good showman,
Right.
and he knows which. I mean, I don't know if he knows it consciously, but subconsciously he feels the public and what they want to hear, the viewers. And I think as an apprentice host, he was very successful.
Yes.
But as Aldous Huxley said before, the elections become a marketing event,
Yeah.
and so that's what I see right now. Instead of
It was
discussing
marketing.
in detail plan of Trump and plan of Hillary and, arguing about that, we just get this prepackaged deal, and especially it's obvious in this election. And then we really have a kind of similar personalities in terms of, strive for power and money.
Yes.
And there's no room to see what their agenda is really politically, economically. And so I think it's coming to what Aldous Huxley predicted. It's become a marketing event. Whoever gets marketed better for the moment, they'll win.
Victoria, do you think that Hillary Clinton, with all her flaws, and they're numerous, and I've supported her all along, but she has numerous flaws, including what we'd call truthiness. Do you think Hillary engendered Trump? That she, like Trump comes, like Hitler had Stalin, that I hate to use that type of analogy for candidate sport, but would there be a Trump without Hillary?
Yeah.
There would be
I
a
think
Trump.
So.
I'm
I
not
think
so
if Bernie
sure.
would
Really?
run, Trump would make interesting running mates for him. I mean, not mate, but running opposite. I think Trump is just inevitable, has to happen because of how we watch TV, how we interact with media. We want the short messages, one sentences. We want emotion, to feel emotion
Yes.
from their words. And I think it's just evident that he had to happen, and it just depends on people how we're gonna react to that. And actually realize that what we're doing, we're watching a show again.
What Victoria is referring to is Aldous Huxley, who wrote Brave New World. Was a brilliant man. After the 1956 election, was the first election where they used commercials on TV. And Elizabeth Montgomery, Samantha
Yes,
Bewitched,
Bewitched.
her father, Robert Montgomery, who was the founder of the Screen Actors Guild, by the way, but a Republican. He was Ike's, Dwight D. Eisenhower's media advisor. It was the first time they had commercials. And just from that kernel, Huxley saw this he saw a dysfunctional political system going to come to fruition in the future that was based on media. See, he disagreed with George Orwell, who wrote 1984. And interestingly, Aldous Huxley was the French tutor for George Orwell, Eric Blair, when he's at private school. He disagreed vehemently with Orwell's vision that the future, 1984, would be Stalin-like, that'd be totalitarian, a boot in the face.
Right.
He believed it would be like Brave New World. You'd control people through pleasure, television, games, like the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
And it really has come true, but it's a big shock.
I think it's been that way to
And
some
that's
degree, though,
what
for
he
a
says,
long
because
time.
it's a threat to democracy, because democracy is supposed to be decisions by people based on thought and
Reason,
rationale.
Right.
And
rationality.
now they're applying to the subconscious. And then if you apply to subconscious, you're not making decisions based on logic,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I have a question for both of you. So you were saying, would there be a Trump without Hillary? I wonder, would there be a Hillary without Trump? In other words, would Hillary be doing as well? Would she, because she's probably going to be president?
Yes.
But her unlikable, the unlikable factor, her negatives are very high.
And the WikiLeaks stuff, because of the Donald, it seems like nothing.
It gets buried.
Yeah, it gets buried.
So would there be a Hillary without Trump, I wonder?
Victoria?
That's the good question. I agree with that. I think that Trump make Hillary look very good, because when they start running, I could not even listen to her. She sounded just very proper politician, and I think over time, and Bernie made her look very bad, but then Trump makes her look very good. I personally changed my perception of her when Trump starts.
You did not like Hillary. You were a big Bernie supporter, and you did not like Hillary, did you?
No, I did not, because it's establishment, and I realized there were Clintons before Bush, and I kind of don't want to see the establishment coming in and out all the time like this, or staying in power. But on the other hand, when you said that Hillary had a lot of fraud, you are innocent, right, unless proven guilty. And so there's no official proof that she's guilty. We should not talk to her as a fraudulent person, because that's we go to the Trump level in a way.
That's a distinct thing between Russia and the United States. If I remember one of our conversations many years ago, Victoria, I was bitching about something, and Victoria's pointed out, well, you have laws in this country,
Right.
unlike in Russia, where there really is no law, established law.
Yeah.
And in Russia, you're guilty
Right.
until you're proven innocent.
Yeah.
But here, it's a little bit different, so
Yeah.
that kind of gives me hope.
Well, 10 years ago in Russia, you were guilty until you came up with the money to get your way out of jail, right?
It's still the same way. It just became way higher price.
Well, there's examples of that here too. I mean.
Do you know they just found in some high rank official's apartment? They found in the shoe boxes $120 million cash.
In Russia?
Russia, just one guy
was
in
wondering
his
if it was his
apartment. It was
broke
just in boxes, in bags. But imagine the level of corruption. Is just one guy has over $100 million in his apartment, cash.
Yeah.
What's Russia like right now with the oil
Well, I think-
price crunch?
Yeah, I think they're still hoping for oil prices to go up. That's the only hope for Russia right now. And propaganda works very well. And so we created enemies as Ukraine, and they're creating an enemy as United States, and it works. It consolidates people against the world. They have no other ways to get information because they're Russian-speaking. They don't have another language, and all media is controlled by state. And so here you go.
You know, Matt, I have an idea. Do you have anybody, a guest on your show?
No.
Why don't you invite Victoria to come on?
Oh yeah, Victoria's welcome.
Do you want to come on the next hour?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will call you back. We'll call you around, it'd be about 4:10 your time?
Perfect.
Okay, we'll call you at 4:10. Thank you so much, Victoria, for coming on. I wish we had a picture of you, but, you know, we'll just have to get by.
Well, thank you for calling me. It was a pleasure talking to both of you.
Yep,
All
and
right.
we'll talk to you the next hour. 'Cause
Sounds
I'm going
good.
to be
Yeah.
on, too.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yep, take
Okay,
care.
thanks, Victoria. So where is she currently now? She's not
Pebble
in
Beach,
Oh, okay.
California.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, right. I think you said that. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, you know, well,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say anything, but...
Well, how long has she been in the U.S.? Long
you
time?
can ask her on your show.
I'll ask her on my
Another
show,
reason,
okay.
Matt Connarton. Now, yeah. I have a picture of her on my phone. I wonder if I can show it.
Yeah. Well, I think we've seen her though in
Oh yeah, in one
your,
of the
your
things.
intros. Yes.
She's the woman in front of City Hall. 'Cause
Yes.
I had a whole shtick for her. She was going to come on the show once, and I had her with some. We won't get into that. Hey, P-Dub, is Mr. Baseball here yet?
Mr. Baseball's right over
jeez,
there.
oh. Well, Mr. Baseball, we'll get to you in about a few minutes, and you can read the obituary of the Red Sox.
What happened to? Did they all go down in like a Leonard Skinner plane crash?
To you.
Well, I don't know anything about baseball.
Let's
I'm just
wrap it
asking.
up.
It
Let's
sounds-
wrap it up, Matt. You got a few more minutes.
They all died. I mean, that's terrible.
You're not a baseball fan.
I am not. I don't.
I
even-
once almost drove Mr. Baseball and Joel off the set when they wouldn't stop talking about those damn Yankees.
Oh my goodness.
And Matt's just worn out his welcome. You'll have to come back at 7 o'clock. Hey, roll our P-Dub. Roll our intro.
Boy, with Lefty Howard, Mama White Sox ought to sew the pennant up in no time.
Yeah, but he was the good. Why did the big league let him go?
All right, get your popcorn.
And with 9 pitch balls, I retired the sign. Yes,
Hey, Lefty, that fastball of yours must be a honey.
honey, it's a lollipop. Why, I whiz 'em past so fast, all the batters do is get up and sit right down again. Yes, ma'am.
How do you throw a curve?
I usually use a baseball. Now, where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Oh, yes.
Lefty, I'm having trouble with my curve.
Why don't you go on a diet? Hey, who is this pest?
That's Dean.
Dean? Dean? The only Dean I ever heard of was Gunga. Don't tell me that's Gunga Dean. Don't tell me that's
forget it,
Gunga
Paul.
Dean.
That's Jerome Dean, and that's his brother Paul.
Oh, just kids, ain't they?
Hey, Lefty, tell me, how do you control that fadeaway?
Why, it's a cinch. It's a cinch, I'll show you. Set up one of those empty bottles. Just set it up there. All right, give it.
Pardon me, Mr. Howard, was this what you was trying to do?
Who did you say that guy was?
That's Dean.
Not bad. But I used to do the same thing before my eyes went back on me.
Are your eyes bad?
Oh, well, fellas, when we get outside...
We got nothing to worry about.
When we get outside... Yes. Joe. What a leap of flow. Somebody left a 2x4 out here. My glasses. Where's my glasses?
There they are, Lefty.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly.
When you say
Here.
all right. Why? That's them. That's them. See, just like an owl in here.
half of the 8th inning of the 7th and deciding game of this dizziest and dappiest World Series in baseball history. The score is still Cardinals 7, Tigers nothing. Dizzy Dean, the Tiger Tamer, is the first man up. I will now turn you back to Davy Jones, who will continue his play-by-play eyewitness description of this World Series. Take it away! Take it away!
Dizzy Dean is up, folks, and here comes the first pitch. Ball one. The catcher returns the ball. There's the windup. Whoa! Dizzy hits a single to center field. Dizzy tries to stretch it into a double.
Safe! Diz got hit.
Going into second is hit on the head by the ball coming in from center field. And he's safe. Up, but he's out. He's out, but he's safe. He's safe on second, but he's out.
Smith, you better go in and run for Dean. Wait a minute. Listen, boss, I've been in the big leagues 14 years and I never appeared in a World Series. Please give me a chance so I can tell my grandchildren.
Oh, go ahead, boss. What do you got to lose? We're 7 runs ahead.
You heard what he said.
Okay, I understand. Go ahead.
Thanks, boss. I'll never forget you. I'm tough. Now that you keep yourself clean.
Hi, welcome to Ward 13 of our baseball segment with Mr. Baseball, who, Mr. Baseball, I predicted that the Red Sox were going to get into the World Series.
So did I.
No.
Sorry. Wait till next year.
Well, for Big Pappy, it was an ignominious end to his career.
Yeah, 1 for 9 in the series.
Which is is better than Coco Crisp. Coco Crisp.
He hit the home
Hits
run.
the dinger. And then Napoli's there because Terry.
Yep.
I'm watching. I see Mike Napoli. I'm thinking, oh, Mike's going to get. Oh, wait a minute. It's the wrong team. But what was it? Coco Crisp. He's been 34 games. Was that his first home run? Or was it third?
Second.
Right. He's not a power hitter.
No.
And, geez, can he field even more? He used to be a good glove man.
Oh, he still is. Yeah.
And he's good. Got good wheels. You know.
Yeah. He was a starter on the team, so that tells you something.
But they just picked him up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because Terry to get ready.
Yeah.
Cleveland. Can Cleveland get through Toronto with all that lumber? But they just got through the Red Sox. But the Red Sox, those bats just seemed to die the last week.
Well, it's
they
good.
blew home field.
Good pitching beats good hitting.
Oh, once Porcello went. And Price, we saw his record was like 1-8 in the playoffs. Now it's 1-9.
Yeah, I don't put much credence in that. I don't know what his problem is. Just I don't know if it's run support. Although he got hit.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, it's Yom Kippur started at sundown. Joel Elber can't be here, and one of the great. I actually kind of remember this. On Yom Kippur, fell on I think it was October 6, 1965. The first day of the 1965 World Series between the Twins and the LA Dodgers.
Right.
And what happened that day?
Well, Koufax wouldn't pitch.
Sandy Koufax, who was Jewish.
Yes, would not pitch.
Who was the greatest pitcher of his time, and some people think of all time.
Right.
Although Lefty Groves up there and a few others.
I'm in that camp with Koufax. I saw him pitch.
You saw him.
Yeah.
I never saw.
I saw his last game.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That was the year 65. He had the perfect game in September.
Right.
Perfect game.
And you know what happened in the final game?
Of this,
Drysdale had 3 days rest. Koufax had 2. And
we're talking about. We'll get to this. We're talking about the 65 World Series.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but Sandy Koufax would not pitch the first game. He would be Walt Alston's pick to do the first game, but he did not. He would not pitch on Yom Kippur, which is it's either the holiest day or the second holiest day in the Jewish calendar.
Exactly.
And I guess that was a big thing in the media people didn't criticize him or anything, but
No.
that he was Jewish. And I think before him, the only great Jewish superstar was Hank Greenberg, with Hall of Famer.
50.
Hit 58 home runs. Did 5 years in the Army, so he would have hit like 500
Oh,
career.
easily.
First baseman for Detroit. Now, was Hank Greenberg on that 34? We just saw the Shemp.
No, he wasn't on the
He wasn't
30.
on the 34 team.
No.
They went in 39 and 40
And
and 45, right?
No, 39 were the Yankees. 40 were was
Tigers?
Detroit.
So he was on that team.
Right.
And
Yeah.
45 when he got back.
Right.
Okay. So they pitched Don Drysdale in the first game against Mudcat Grant. of
And
the
they
Twins.
lost.
Right.
The Dodgers
And
lost.
Then Koufax pitched the second game. And he lost.
To Jim Cott.
To Jim Cott. And then he matched up with Jim Cott again.
All 3 games
Right.
that he pitched.
So he beat Cott in game 5?
5 and 7.
So, but tell us about game 7. You were just saying, Sandy Koufax had 2 days rest, and was Drysdale a 25-game winner?
He
that
was a
day?
20-game winner. I don't know how many exactly. But he had 3 days rest. And so...
And here's the famous
I'll-
thing. Maury Wills was the great
Shortstop.
and he started him and Luis Aparicio stealing bases again after it was moribund.
Yeah.
He broke Kai Cobb's record in
Yes.
62. And he had an asterisk on his name, too. But he says, Walt Alston, who was very cold towards Koufax, I guess that was just who he was, comes and says, I'm pitching a lefty. Not Sandy or that. And because nobody knew they were going to pitch Koufax up until that point. And what happened in the Game 7 of the 65 World Series?
The Dodgers won 2-0.
So Cott got knocked out rather early, though. I hear he got flustered or something.
That I don't remember. I can't
just
picture him going out early in a 2-0 game. I remember Lou Johnson hit a home run for
Right.
the Dodgers.
Who took over for Tommy Davis, I think, who had been injured that year.
Yes, yeah.
And but Sandy, did he strike out? Was it one of those games where he struck everybody? I read that on that 7th game, they had difficulty getting his curveball. We had a tape where what's his name?
Gibson?
The greatest man that's not in the Hall of Fame of our lifetime. 4,256 hits.
Oh, Pete Rose.
Pete Rose said that curveball just dropped on. They called it a 12-6
Yeah.
curveball. And I guess Jeff Torborg, did he catch him or was it John Roseborough? It wasn't breaking. So he had to rely on his fastball. And he didn't have the greatest fastball of his time, but it was good.
Right.
But they said then it starts breaking. And it's unhittable.
It is.
And he pitched 24 innings, and he had an 0.38 ERA. He only gave it 1 earned run in 24 innings.
Yeah. And he went
But
out.
you weren't at one of those World Series games, were you?
I was at his last World Series game, which was
66, but
second game, and he lost 6-0
He
to
was-
Jim Palmer, who was the youngest pitcher in World Series
20
history to
years
throw a complete game shutout. Koufax,
he was exhausted by that.
yeah, he had,
And the arthritic elbow.
but he went out as a 27-game winner.
Yeah, 5 straight ERA titles.
And you know what else he holds? Well, not hold. He is the youngest youngest person to ever go in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, 35 years old.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was 36.
He's got to be like the greatest. He's one of those legends.
Oh.
And, they say if you ask him about a no-hitter, you go up, one writer was writing about Maury Wills and stuff, and he talked to him, and then he just says, Sandy, I was at your perfect game, and then there's nothing on the other end of the phone. And then, Maury, it's 1960, and then he starts, talking again. He won't talk about those things.
Yeah,
Isn't that unusual?
Yeah, I met him, actually.
You met Sandy?
At Dr. Curlin's office. My daughter was born with their hip out of joint, and so I took her to Dr. Curlin, and he was, Koufax was there. So
Is he as nice a guy as they say?
I think so. I mean, I said hello, and he said hello, and he called me sir. I think I called him sir first.
You didn't fawn over him, though.
No, but I was in awe. He's the greatest pitcher I've ever seen.
Yeah, I have a friend who was a celebrity. It just gets irritating,
Right.
She told me, if you could choose between being rich and famous, be rich. Famous of a pain in the rear end, you know.
Yeah.
Jim Cott, should he be in the Hall of Fame? 285 victories.
I think so.
25 seasons.
A lot of complete games.
I think he should be. He was on some of those Twins teams where, he'd have a 2.14 ERA and win 11 games.
Right. He and Bert Blyleven, I think, should both be in the Hall of Fame.
Blyleven finally made it.
Did he? I missed
Oh,
that.
yeah, a few years ago. 3,600, because he's got 3,500 strikeouts.
Oh, I missed that somewhere.
Geez, you told me the other day somebody was in the Hall of Fame that I didn't know.
Who was that?
I can't remember.
Oh.
We were talking about, yes, Red Shandies was the manager of the 68.
There you go,
Cardinals.
Tim. Tim,
the thing is, you're sitting here, and like I'm talking about Germans, I meant Russians.
Right.
And, my friend Victoria from the former Soviet Union. And, I was with Victoria at the Carnegie Deli in New York City. And, Russians claim they invaded baseball. They've invented everything. So I was teasing her and I said, the Russians invented cheesecake. She says, oh, yes, we did. Then I found out they actually did create cheesecake. But I don't think baseball.
No.
Although I hear that, Marshal Stalin, or Generalissimo, whatever title he was using, invented the split-finger fastball.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he was throwing something at a barrier or something. But Giants won a hell of a game, didn't they?
That was very good game.
You think the Giants can beat the Cubs?
No, I don't.
What about the curse of the Billy Goat?
Oh, I don't believe in that stuff.
The Billy Goat tell.
I mean, the Red Sox had the curse of the Babe.
Which is real. We sold the greatest player ever.
What ends it, and how does it end? Why didn't it end a couple of years before when they blew that lead to the Yankees and the Yankees went on to win with Boone's home run.
It was in Pebble Beach that night. We're not going to talk about that one, 2003. There was this terrible electrical storm over Pebble Beach, and Victoria's just from Russia, and my friend's wife's from Georgia. Former Soviet Georgia. They don't know what baseball is, even though the Russians invented it. And so my friend says, let's go to a bar to watch, Pedro Martinez, the greatest pitcher of his, mini era's pitching.
Oh, absolutely.
I said, I think I'll stay here with the gals, because, this was 2003. Sure enough, I'm following it on a computer. Oh, Jesus. Do you think the Nats have any chance?
I do.
Because Nats and Giants are my two teams in the National League.
I think the Nats have a very good chance. I like their pitching. The Giants they've got Bumgarner. And
they've got something, What is it? They now have a record 11 straight games in the playoffs of facing elimination and winning.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Haven't they? I think they've won each one starting as a wild card. Each World Series.
Okay.
But not a Giants fan, huh? Not even when they're in the New York Giants over at Coogan's Bluff?
Oh, no, I'm diehard Yankee fan.
You didn't want to go see Willie Mays?
Oh,
Carl Ferrillo?
I saw them all.
No, Carl Ferrillo was in Brooklyn.
He was a Dodger right fielder.
Jeez. The center field. Oh, he was right. Who was in Duke Snyder?
Snyder?
Who made it to L.A.
Yeah, George Schuba was in left. Billy Lowe's at third. Pee Wee Reese at short. Gil Hodges at first.
Another guy who should be the Hall of Fame.
And combination of Robinson, Gilliam. Depends what year you picked.
But we'll get back to this year, because we could go forever on the trivia. Who's the favorite now, in your opinion? Who's going to win the American League title? Cleveland or Toronto?
I'm going with Toronto just because of their power.
That's firepower.
Oh, it's tremendous power. Cleveland, just a sneaky team.
Great manager there.
No big names.
Yep. But it's a team.
Right.
Because I was with Joel, and he's saying, "Oh, give him the hook." I said, Terry doesn't do that. Maybe he goes a little too long, but his players love him because he believes in them.
Did you see him hugging them after the game?
Oh yeah, and he gets to wear a t-shirt, a sweatshirt again. Because who was it? It wasn't Frank Robinson. Who was the guy that was cracking down on them in the head of discipline?
Oh, I don't know. It
wasn't Bill White because he wasn't. He wasn't in the.
It wasn't Watson, was it?
Yeah. It was Bob Watson.
It was Watson. Okay.
1 year a Red Sox before you snapped him up for the '82 season.
Do you know what distinction he holds?
Do you want to bet? You want to bet me if I can get it or not? He
No.
scored the 1,000th run.
Right. Right.
I often wonder about that because around that time everybody was scoring 1,000,000 this or that.
Yeah.
But when we got him from Houston, it was a hell of a pickup. But then we couldn't hold on to him.
Yeah.
But let's not get into 1981. We lost by 2.5 games. I always blame Rich Gedman for dropping a ball during a game, but we won't get into that.
Gedman.
So you think Toronto's got to be the favorite, and the Cubs in the National League?
Oh.
They
I'm
have had a hexed past.
I'm going to go with Washington, but the Cubs. This could be their year.
Madden is a. See, I still haven't forgiven Madden for 2008. Oh, how Red Sox fans are so resentful. What do you think? Do you think Pappy could come back to redeem himself?
He could, but he won't.
Even with all, because he, you know.
He's gotten gifts from every ballpark. I mean, it would.
Christ, he can make another circuit, huh?
Yeah, he could.
It's like Donald Trump and those people. People say this is true. There's a psychology. You know, well, they're so rich. What do they need? Well, you want more.
Right.
You want more. You're used to a lifestyle.
Exactly right.
But my God, he certainly went out with a whimper after going out career-wise with a bang.
Right.
But he's one thing, the hyperbole, they were saying he's better. Some people were saying he's better than Ted Williams. And
No.
That's ridiculous.
No.
When you use win above replacement, Ted Williams and Carl Yastrzemski rank higher. Carl Yastrzemski's way up there in WAR, and he had the great glove, too.
Oh, he did. He knew how to play that left field wall.
Oh, 7 gold
and
gloves.
Ted Williams wasn't fleet of foot, but he played that wall very well.
But for Babe Ruth, he was the great.
Oh.
Who was the greater hitter, one or the other?
Ted.
Yeah.
He's only 3 points behind Ruth.
Well, we're supposed to have that argument. Remember? We'll get to that. Between Joe, who's the greater hitter, Joe, Ted, or Babe?
Oh,
hey,
Ted.
Nice to have you here. We'll have you back next week for another segment of baseball on Ward 13.
All right.
And I'm going to be on Matt's show after this, and we'll hope to see you then, and to see you next week on Ward 13.
Okay. Cindy, pour beer for me. I'm heading to Billy's.
Cut it out. I have a glandular problem.
Well, we got to switch seats. This one only lasts a minute. Oh, yes. I'll have to give you Victoria's phone number. This thing looks like a pain when it's over here. Thanks so much.